Hi guys, it's Kelly here and I'm back with another video sponsored by Simon Says Stamp. Today I'm going to be coloring up, these are Susie's the watercolor prints. They used to be called paintables, I think they're called watercolor prints now. And this is the newest release from their Sunshine release. It is called Sweet Treats and they're totally adorable. Basically, I'm printed on, I think, Tim Holtz watercolor paper. And but I never watercolor them. I only ever Copic color them, and I get great results with no issues. I just think these are so fun too, especially with summer coming and so many activities, sports, things like that. These are just great to take with you. So I have several different packs. Like I said, this is the newest one, and they're all like, they're sweet treats, guys. That's the name of the thing. So it's ice cream, cookies, like cinnamon buns, bakery. I think that they're super cute. So anyway, I did make this card quite some time ago, but I'm pretty much a disaster. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves here. Can we for a minute? I'm pretty much a disaster. And so I didn't get the video done. I have been working quite a bit, a lot of overtime at my full-time job. And so I haven't really been getting to the videos like I would normally be getting to the videos. And so I'm just backed up. I told you that in my last video. I also told you in my last video that I was getting ready to to have my son's birthday party, and that my house was a disaster, and I wasn't lying. So I think it took us, I think I finally finished cleaning around like 1 a.m. ish. And then I still had to make cupcakes, which I did. And pretty much I apologize that I'm not talking about this coloring. I should be talking about the coloring. Let's go to the card for 1 second. So basically for the spoon and the sundae container, I wanted them to look like they were silver. And so that's why I picked the cool grays. I'm coloring everything as if my light source was in the center, because basically that's pretty much the easiest way. You don't really have to think about it too much. Just add shading to your left and right hand sides, move on with the rest of your life. So we had my son's birthday party. Everything went really well. God took mercy on us, and the rain held off until after the party was over. I was very nervous because I think we had about 25 people. And we don't really have room in our house for 25 people. We have a bi-level, so my house is kind of split. And most of what goes on takes place upstairs. That's like everything's on one floor upstairs. And we just would not have room to seat 25 people. It just wouldn't happen. So we end up utilizing our garage is what happens. But anywho, so I had to make cupcakes. And usually what I do is I buy him a small cake. Back to the card for 1 second. So I wanted to color the whipped cream, which is also going to be white, but I didn't want it to look silver like my cup and my spoon. So I switched over to the warm grays, and you can tell just, as we're going through and doing this, that the tone is totally different. So the whipped cream is in warm grays. The utensils are in cool grays. I'm also going to do the napkin in cool grays when we get there. So anyway, usually when his birthday comes, I buy him a small cake that is decorated. Either I've decorated it myself or I've purchased it from somewhere. And so this year it was a Spider-Man themed party. If you follow me on Instagram, you got the play-by-play on all the little pictures as we were going through the Spider-Man party. I also always buy us matching t-shirts. I know it's very like Pinterest mom, but I think it's totally adorable. And my kid refused to wear his. It's his birthday. He wanted a Spider-Man party. He refused to wear his Spider-Man shirt. So my husband and I wore our Spider-Man shirts, and the birthday boy did not. But so when I went to go order his cake, the Spider-Man cake, the smallest size they would do it in was a quarter of a sheet. So I had more cake than I usually do. And so I didn't make as many cupcakes. Normally I buy the small one. I make 48 cupcakes, small cake just for my peanut. And then I make cupcakes because they're easier. When people are standing around talking, I don't have to worry about silverware. You can just eat the cupcake. So typically what I do is I do vanilla and chocolate, and then I frost half of them vanilla, half of them vanilla with chocolate frosting. I frost chocolate, and then chocolate cake with vanilla frosting. And usually the ones I have left over are the ones that are mixed. So the vanilla cake with the chocolate frosting and the chocolate cake with the vanilla frosting. I don't know, it just seems like if people like vanilla, they want vanilla. And if they like chocolate, they want chocolate and chocolate. Which honestly, if I want a cupcake, I want chocolate and chocolate. That's just me. So this year, because I had a bigger cake, which was vanilla and vanilla, because my son is a vanilla eater, so I just made chocolate cupcakes, and I thought, okay, well, I'll frost half of them with vanilla, and I'll frost the other half with chocolate. That did not happen. Because kind of disaster struck. So if you ever make your own frosting, pay attention to the temperature of your butter. The temperature of your butter is so important when you are making frosting. And basically what happened to me was my butter got too warm. So then when I was creaming it, I wasn't getting as much volume as I needed. And I ran out of frosting. I did not have enough frosting, so I had to start all over again. The other problem that I had was Spider-Man party, so I was going to frost the vanilla ones with yellow and blue. What? Red and blue. Why can I not even talk? So red and blue. So I split the frosting into two different bowls, and then I added the food coloring. Hold on one second. Back to this card. So basically I wanted this particular topping to look like it was hot fudge. And so I went in with some really dark browns, but I'm also leaving some areas shiny. So I'm leaving them white so that they will look shiny like it is like the hard coat hot fudge. Okay, back to this frosting debacle. So I split them and I started adding coloring. And the blue was fine. The blue was no issue. The red looked pink. And I kept adding red and kept adding red and kept adding red. And I couldn't make it any more red. It wouldn't work. So I was like, let's play with some color theory here and see if I can make it a little bit darker. So I added, no joke, 2 drops of blue. And now I have purple, because we all know how that works, right? Red and blue make purple. And then so I added more red, thinking that I could just kind of tone it with the blue. It was lies, okay? It was lies. It was a terrible plan. So then I'm like, maybe I'll add, what did I try from there? I think I added maybe a little bit of green, like 1 drop of green, to see if I could counteract the purpleness of it. Anyway, it ended up being just a complete disaster. And so I was like, meh, I'm going to make it chocolate frosting. That's it. That's where I'm living. It's chocolate. So in order to cover up the red, blue, green, purple frosting that totally did not match my party theme whatsoever, I just added cocoa powder. Because basically for frostings, most all of the bases are the same for a buttercream. It's just butter, vanilla, powdered sugar, and then that's vanilla frosting. And then if you want to add like cocoa powder, it would be chocolate, or cream cheese, that would be cream cheese. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So I ended up making it chocolate, which actually did not completely counteract the red. It ended up being like the color of mulch. Like if you've ever seen that red mulch, that's what my frosting ended up being. And I was like, I just have to roll with it. Like it's not the most appealing thing, but it's not purple and it kind of matches. And I'm not making this frosting again because I've already had to make it twice. So over it. But other than that, the party went really well. Like I said, the rain held off. We managed to get our house clean and not murder each other, which is always, always a plus. My husband and I, because of our schedules, we don't often get to spend a lot of time together. We see each other. Well, there's some weeks that we don't see each other at all, quite honestly, just because our schedules are so different. But we do, when it comes down to hosting or things that we need to get accomplished, we do make a very good team. So very, very thankful for that, because we had so many things to do that needed to get done before we could invite people over to our homeless abandoned house. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just basically what we did all weekend. And then today is Memorial Day. And so if you are from a military family, or you are close to somebody in the military who has lost someone, because I think that that's a common misunderstanding about people with Veterans Day versus Memorial Day. Veterans Day, you want to thank everybody who has served our country. Memorial Day is about people who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and did not come home to their families. And so it's really about honoring them and their sacrifice, and the family that they left behind. So if that is you, I am extremely grateful for your sacrifice for our country and for my freedom. So thank you very much. Okay. For the rest of the toppings, I went with strawberry and kind of like a caramel color. I really like I really like butterscotch on, like, if I'm getting vanilla ice cream, I want butterscotch on it. But that's actually not that common. I get it from my dad. So that's kind of the look I was going for. I also really like caramel. Strawberry is the only one I kind of like, meh, I could take it or leave it. I mean, it's ice cream, so I'm not really going to leave it. But it's not like I would never ask for that. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, so today is Memorial Day. We're going to my parents' house to hang out and visit with family. We're also celebrating my sister's birthday. I think if you watched the video for the birthday card I made for her, I think I said that in there. Her birthday is really super close to my son's. They're just a couple of days apart. And so we haven't had an opportunity to celebrate Kim's birthday because she was out of town the weekend of her birthday. So we're doing that today as well, which is super fun. I just have so many things that I need to be doing, like so many things on my plate right now. And I'm feeling very, very overwhelmed, which is pretty unusual for me. Usually I kind of thrive on the chaos, which is good considering my job. But recently it's just kind of been a struggle to get done all of the things that I need to get done. And I think it's just because it's May, and May is a busy month for us. We're heading into summer, which is so exciting. I love the warm weather. It's actually 90 degrees here today. Most of my family will be complaining about that, no doubt. But I'm super excited for it to just be nice out. The other thing that I did this weekend, this is kind of funny. So, I don't know if you have Snapchat or you know what Snapchat is. I do have Snapchat. I'm very particular about who I allow to be friends with me on my Snapchat, because in my Snapchat, like, I don't care. I don't care. I have zero cares to give. And so I'm in a group Snapchat with my sisters and my best friend. And it is the funniest thing ever. They have like filters, and so like one of them is like a older guy who's pretty heavy set with like 5-day long stubble, and you can turn your face into that, or you can be a dog. My son loves to be the dog. You can there's like super like butterfly ones. There's ones that like do your makeup. Like, I mean, if you could just make sunglasses to put on people's faces so that they looked at you with that filter, like nobody would ever have Botox, plastic, like microabrasion, plastic surgery ever again, because those filters are, I mean, they are doing work. They are doing work. Side note about the card. So I'm obviously coloring the ice cream flavors. I chose a different set of browns for the chocolate ice cream because I just felt like that fit better for that milk chocolate kind of look. I actually think one of the 20s I think it's E27, is called milk chocolate. Like, that's the name of it. And I also want to note that I would not put caramel on strawberry ice cream. That's disgusting. I don't know who would do that, but it was necessary because I had already colored the other one vanilla. Okay. So anywho, I'm in this group Snapchat with my sisters and my best friend, and we just send each other the silliest stuff. It's kind of it's kind of like the best thing ever, honestly, because like I can go to work and just be having like a total disaster day, and then like one of them will post a silly Snapchat or whatever, and it just makes me laugh, and it totally changes. It just changes my mood for the day. So yesterday I had to go to Target, last minute run to Target, and I stopped to get a coffee because Dunkin' Donuts is life. You guys know me, you know this. And I opened a Snapchat from my sister, and my Snapchat like malfunctioned. So I couldn't see the picture. It was all grayed out, but it just kept repeating what she was saying. And what she was saying was so inappropriate. I will clean it up. I will clean it up because we're here on YouTube. But basically, she was like, "What the heck are you doing? Are you pooping?" I'm not kidding you, like that. Except, fill in the expletives. And so I roll up to the window, and I can't get the Snapchat to stop playing. So this guy's trying to give me my coffee. I'm trying to pay for this coffee, and it's just my sister in the background. "What the heck are you doing? Are you pooping? What the heck are you doing? Are you pooping?" I was dying laughing while profusely apologizing to this kid who was literally just trying to get off work because I came to the Dunkin' Donuts like 15 minutes before it was closed. So very, very comical, very, very funny. Here, so you saw me color in the little waffle that's in the background. And basically I just left the top layer, like where the grid is, lighter. And then I filled in the shadows in the little squares, because that's how waffles actually look. For the bottom, I was kind of just going to leave the background, and then I decided that maybe I would try a scene-like, because it just needed something to sit on. It was just kind of floating in the middle of the air. And originally I thought about maybe putting in like a window and some like booths behind it, which is one of the things that I totally love about these little like watercolor prints, is because you can make it whatever you want to make it. You can make your background whatever you want. I decided to go with a wood grain because I already had so many kind of browns going in here. I didn't really want to create any competition. I wanted it to flow with the card. And so I basically just did it. In whatever direction you want your wood grain to be, that's the way that you want to color in your base layer. I just did it really streaky, because it's not going to matter. I'm going to have so much detail on top of it, and B, because that marker is clearly running out of ink and I'm too lazy to fill it. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. For the actual wood grain, I'm just kind of drawing in some loops and whirls and letting the marker skip. It shouldn't be like a full thick line. I have a video, and I'll link it at the end of this one, that goes more in depth into creating a wood grain background. So I'll link that if you're super interested in all the details of it. It looks complicated, but it really is super easy, and that's kind of why it's so cool. So the darkest parts, I'm only adding where like my actual shadows would be. So more toward the back of the countertop or tabletop and around the napkin area. From there, I'm going to go back over it with the mid-tone, which is the E55, and I'm just really kind of trying to blend out that darker color. And then to completely blend it, I will go in with the lightest color, which I think was an E53, and just completely cover that up. Another ice cream funny Dunkin' Donuts story is I went through, and I might have told you guys the story when it happened to me. I went through Dunkin' Donuts and I really just wanted ice cream, and Dairy Queen was closed. And so I was trying to come up with somewhere that I could get ice cream. And I'm in my robe, because that's how I travel, when I'm busy. I'm in my robe. It's about 9:45 at night. Like those poor Dunkin' Donuts people. I'm always rolling in right before they close. And I asked the girl, do you know anywhere that is open that I can get ice cream? And she's like, Steak and Shake down the street is open 24 hours. And I'm like, but do they have a drive-thru? Because I'm wearing a robe. And she's like, acknowledges the robe and is like, yes, they do have a drive-thru. So that is what I ended up doing. I rolled through the Steak and Shake in my robe to get my ice cream. It was actually a milkshake. Here in this card, what I'm doing is I wanted some color in the background, but I kind of wanted it to be like nondescript, just kind of filler. So I started with, I think, a BO2 and just kind of traced out my image and the lettering. And then I'm going to work out towards a lighter color just to have a little pop of something in the background. For the lightest color, which I think is a B quadruple zero or a BG quadruple zero, quite frankly, they're the same color if you ask me. I am going over all of the lines. It looked a little odd, so I am adding some shading to the top and the bottom, and I'm just going to flick on some color from there. So the other day I went through the Dunkin' Donuts line again in my robe and got a coffee, and it was the same girl there. And like I rolled up and she looks at me and starts laughing, and I'm like, me again? And she was like, I totally remember you. I remember you, me again. And I was like, do you tell people that story? Like that this crazy woman pulled up in a robe at like almost 10 o'clock at night and was looking for ice cream. And she started laughing and she was like, actually, yeah, I have told that story. So yeah, I'm legendary at the Dunkin' Donuts. It's a pretty interesting title to have. I outlined this whole thing in a EK Success writing pen because I love a bold black outline. And then I'm adding just a couple of little highlights with a white gel pen. I'm going to go in with some glitter, a little glitter pen for the toppings because I love glitter pens. I thought about putting glossy accents on top of it too. And then I decided against it just because I felt like it would be really weighty. With that many things so close together, I felt like the top of it would get really heavy. The last thing that I'm going to do is I have this Sakura Jelly Roll pen in silver, and I'm just kind of adding some silver details to my sundae cup holder, container, whatever, and I'm going to just kind of add it to the left and the right hand side so that there is a little bit of like metallic shimmer on there. Unnecessary, but I think looks totally cute. And then that's the whole card. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and listening to my ramblings, and I hope that you have had a wonderful weekend and it was a long one that was enjoyable, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.